What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. And today we're going to have another little cologne review / discussion about two fragrances that I picked up recently. And that is Jordan by Michael Jordan and 212 Man New York by Carolina Herrera. Okay, first let's do the Jordan. Okay, I like this bottle. It's a nice, solid bottle. I like the flat front. To me, it just looked classy. That's plastic. I wish it were metal, but, you know, whatever. This was a very inexpensive fragrance. It came in around the $12 mark, and I like it. And what it reminds me of is, what is this? Halston 112, Z14 by Halston, and Sung Homme by Alford Sung. And I think what ties all four, I know I've only have three right here. I can't hold it up well. Let's see. What ties all four of these fragrances together is lemon, or lemon zest, or lemon peel, bergamot, and lavender. Heavy, heavy lavender, especially on this one. And I think this is the Z14. The bottles are the same. You can't hardly tell. And all of these smell almost identical to each other. I think this one is a little spicier than the rest of them. This one is definitely cleaner than the rest of them and has absolutely amazing longevity and projection. This is an old school powerhouse right here that does exactly what it's supposed to do. This bad boy gets you about 10, 11 hours of longevity, about 3 or 4 hours of projection. It is a monster and a good smelling cologne at that too. These two smell good. They're very, very close. One of them is a little bit spicier than the other one. One of them is a little bit cleaner. Let's see, which one is that? It is so hard to make out the writing on the bottom of this bottle. This is the 112. I think it's a little bit more calmed down. Yeah, this is the Z14, and it is almost identical to this. So if you have this, you probably don't want this. If you have this, you probably won't have a need for this, even though this one does give you much better longevity and projection. This one, I mean, it smells amazing too. It smells like soap. I mean, both of these just smell like really good, clean Irish Spring soap. Man, I should definitely put this in the fresh out of the shower fragrance category. This one is a little bit, still smells clean, but it still smells clean, but it goes in a little bit of a different direction. I think this one has a few more water notes or something in it. But they smell so similar, and they all remind me of this. And they're all inexpensive fragrances, so no money really wasted on any of them. I think all of those can be had for under $15, probably closer to $10 if you shop right, including this one. And they all smell good, all good for fresh out of the shower or nice, cool evenings, or just, you know, they're all very clean, but at the same time manly. No sweetness in any of those bad boys right there. All nice. And I think, like I said, lavender, bergamot, citrus, woods, that's what ties all four of those together. That's Michael Jordan, Alford Sung, Halston Z14, and Halston 112. Yeah, 112. All right, moving along to another pickup. It doesn't really remind me of anything, but I wanted to talk about it because I just got it. I got this last night, and this is Brooks Brothers New York Gentleman. And it smells really nice. It's really, really nice. Almost a niche style fragrance here, minus the packaging, because this packaging is horrible. I hate this cap. The bottle looks nice. I like the minimalistic bottle. Nothing, you know, just the plain glass bottle with writing. Kind of reminds me of a bottle of Blue de Chanel. And this is a very nice fragrance. A lot of citrus, sharp citrus, especially at the top. When you spray it, it reminds you of those old school 60s and 70s type fragrances. You know, where they had lemon, and it was like it was lemon all the way through, and then some grass notes. That's what this is, except it's cut in half. It is not a monster projector. It does smell really, really good. And it's not a monster performer either. But I picked this up at TJ Maxx for $14, so I'm not going to complain. That's Brooks Brothers, New York. Very citrusy fragrance. An old school type of citrus. Meaning it dries down well and it dries down fast. But what you're going to get out of this is, I hate to keep saying it, but there's no other way to say it, citrus. And it is a very nice, smooth, cool, refreshing, well-blended fragrance. Not in the capacity of Dior Homme or something like that, but not a citrus like Acqua di Gio or anything like that either. The best way I could tell you is if you could imagine some of the older fragrances that have those strong citrus notes, like something from Tuscan or something along those lines. That's what this is. Just kind of Italian, a very Italian type of citrus. If that makes it, that smells really nice. Very smooth. It's not a monster projector. It's not a monster performer. You may get 4 hours, maybe a little bit more than 4 hours. This one I feel like is worth purchasing for $14, even though you're not going to get, probably not going to get 5 hours of longevity out of it. But I think this is very safe out of the shower, safe for work, safe for the gym. It could be considered a sporty type of fragrance. I know it's by Brooks Brothers, but it's a very nice, well-blended fragrance for $14. I highly recommend this at that price. Again, don't expect to be blown away by projection or performance, but what you're going to get is a nice, smooth, well-blended fragrance that comes out just like that. Nice and smooth, not too harsh, very nice, smooth fragrance. Brooks Brothers, gentlemen. All right, another one I picked up, I think I got this Monday, and it's a little on the pricey side for me, and that's Carolina Herrera 212 Man, New York. But it does smell good, I have to admit. When I sprayed this on for the first time in the car on the way home, first thing my wife said was, "Ooh, that smells expensive." And it does. Again, these fragrances are very, very nicely blended. It is not harsh. It is not an alcohol blast straight out of the box. It is a citrus blast. And it comes out very strong. The performance on this is okay. Again, it's not a beast mode fragrance, but most fragrances this day and time aren't just beast mode fragrances. You just don't get a whole lot out of a fragrance today as far as performance goes. Go figure. I think they've all watered them down and reformulated them. But this is a nice smelling fragrance. I like that magnetic top, just like 212 Sexy Man is. But yeah, that is a very sharp citrus out of the top. Very nice. And what it instantly reminded me of, after I sprayed it on and rode a few miles, I told my wife, I said, I got something that reminds me of at home. And what it reminds me of is Cuba Silver. Silver Blue. I'm sorry, Cuba Silver Blue. Almost the exact same identical fragrance. This one was $45 out of the door with tax and all. This one is probably under $10 out of the door. If you don't have this one yet, you might want to hold off on that one and buy this one. I think this one even has a little bit better longevity and projection. I sprayed this on the same night I got this one. I had this one on probably about an hour and a half before. And I sprayed this one on when I got home. And when I woke up the next morning, I could still smell this one pretty doggone good. This one was very faint. You had to search to smell it. This one you didn't. I could stick my nose right where I sprayed it, and it was there. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but they're both almost identical scents. I'm not saying that this one is a copy of this one. I'm just saying that they smell similar. Very, very similar, and there's a big price difference. So if you've wanted this or you've had this and you like this and you're thinking, man, I need to get some more of that. If you run across this, you might want to give this a try. I think it's definitely worth the $8 or $9. These are normally $7.99 in stores, so you probably find them online a little bit cheaper. But they're definitely worth the $8 or $9 that you're going to pay for them. My only complaint about this is the sprayer. The sprayer is not the best. It's okay, but it's not the best. All right. Moving along. The last one I want to talk about is True Religion Drifter. Now, this is a reach because it doesn't smell identical to these, but there's something about this that reminds me of these. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's a distant cousin to these as far as I think it's just the bergamot or the citrus on top that reminds me of this, because this turns into a very youthful, juvenile type fragrance to me. It's True Religion Drifter. But I absolutely love this bottle and I love this fragrance. I don't reach for this very much. Part of the reason because it's one of the ones that the price has just jumped through the roof for absolutely no reason. And I'm not sure why. And I'm not down with paying a ridiculous amount of money for a fragrance that you used to could get out of the bargain bin. But because they stopped making it or whatever, price goes up. Now I do absolutely love this bottle. I think this is one of the coolest kids on the block right here as far as the bottle goes. Love it. But it definitely reminds me of these. Not as sharp and not as citrusy, but the dry down. There's something in the dry down that reminds me of these two fragrances. A little. Not a lot, but it did come to mind, so I thought I would bring it up. And that's True Religion Drifter. Like I said, I don't even know what the price of this is now. Last time I looked, it was just ridiculously outrageous. All right, guys. Well, that went faster than I thought. If you have any familiarity with any of these fragrances, you've used any of them, have any of them, been curious about, you know, let me know. We can talk about it. Leave it in the comments down below. You know, if you've got them and you like them, or have used them and don't like them, just whatever your experience has been with them, hey, let me know. You know, let's talk about it, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, let's talk about them. Tell me what you think about them. You know, your experiences of them are, you know, you've been curious about them. I hope I've answered some of your questions. If not, hey, you know, if you got something out there you want me to review, you think you're curious about it, you need it reviewed, leave it in the comments, or, you know, let me know and we'll try to get to it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. We got more content coming to you soon. Until next time, guys, peace. Have a good one.